So, this is Outer Banks. Small town. Where the Pogues. Where the Pogues always have been. Always will be. Excuse the John B impression, but today we're taking a look at the 4th season of Outer Banks. There's going to be a 5th one, don't worry about that. But here we are taking a look at the 4th one, because we took a look at the first one 3 days ago, we've taken a look at the second one 2 days ago, the third one yesterday, 1 day ago, and now we're taking a look at the 4th one. So we're taking a look at it in order, season by season, and I have recently watched this 10-episode absolute masterpiece. This is my favorite season by far. And it's my favorite season because it doesn't have to worry about setting up the characters. It doesn't have to worry about any of that stuff because it already did that throughout the other 3 seasons. So it is absolute peak. But without any further delay, let's take a look at what Google has to say. Outer Banks Season 4. In 10 episodes, an hour each, easily watch in 10 hours, 1 day. If you get up to 7, you can finish it by 4, like I did. And the story goes with the Pogues sort of using the gold that they found to buy a house for an overpriced point. They then decide they're going to start a business, which is a fishing business and also a surfboard business where they sell surfboards and surfboard gear. They sell fishing stuff and fishing gear. They also sell fish and food for people passing by because they do live on a fish-ish town, like a fisherman-based town. They have like sunshine and rainbows, happy life, and that shit gets turned upside down when they get approached to do a job. They go out to the ocean, go down to find Blackbeard's crashed ship. They find an amulet, and someone takes it. Obviously, they get robbed and almost killed. They then obviously continue their journey and find out about more of JJ's past, he is a descendant from Blackbeard, apparently, which is one of the people that killed Blackbeard. So JJ finds out all this from his father, who returns, and, I forgot her name. The girl's gonna have a baby. Sarah is pregnant. Sarah's pregnant. And they're going to lose their house because the rich people are going to just take it, change the laws. And, they find a loophole which makes them not able to have their house anymore, so they lose their house. JJ then goes on a rampage, which then gets them exiled from the island, and they go to find this treasure, which obviously they've been working on for a while now. Hope is on house arrest, but ends up escaping and running away with them. And they run away with Wraith. For whatever reason, Wraith bails them out. They end up... I don't know where they end up. I think it's like Morocco. I think it's like North Africa. Again, my geography shite. And they almost die. Like, JJ almost dies with Sarah. They both fall off the boat. They end up finding them. And the boat sort of capsizes and sinks. They'll have to swim to shore. They then find their way through. They find like the Sphinx where this sort of crown is being held. They get the crown. They get split up, being chased by this very bad British accent lady, and JJ gets shot. JJ dies. Season ends. Holy fucking shit! It ends with JJ's death. It ends with JJ's death. And holy shit. Honestly, peak storytelling. It does follow the same basic tropes as anime, where it gives the character that is gonna die a massive backstory, a massive push to the front of the story, and massive character development where it shows their hopes and dreams and their aspirations. This motherfucker, JJ, he got massive backstory. His dad wasn't actually his dad. He was adopted. His mother was murdered. His father is a dick. And he is like heir to something, like so big money. And holy fucking shit, he shouldn't be a pogue, he should be a kook. Holy fucking shit. Big news. He then confesses his love to Kiara and says how much he loves Poe Glandier, and that's all he wants. He then goes and doesn't even make a wish because he already has everything that he wants. He's satisfied. He's already got everything that he wants out of life. He's only 20, but he is happy. He's happy. He's content. He's lived so much life in that amount of time. And oh my god, I cried. I cried when AJ died because there was just no fucking need for how he died. His dad got what he wanted. JJ gave him the crown. Fuck's sake, JJ got Kiara back, right? His dad got what he wanted. JJ got what he wanted. There was no need for him to stab JJ. He could have just fucking walked away. But no, he had to stab JJ. And then he had the audacity to cry about it. He had the audacity to be upset about his actions. You don't get that fucking gratification. You don't get that satisfaction. You don't get that, you motherfucker. You stabbed him. You don't get any of the gratification of, like, oh, I felt bad, I should have done it. You don't get that, motherfucker. You killed off my favorite character. You don't get that shit. You do not get that satisfaction. You do not get that gratification. You do not get that bonus of crying because you killed him. No. Not today. Not here. Not ever, motherfucker. There was a big push for JJ this season. And I'm gonna be honest, his death was spoiled for me on TikTok. It's TikTok, it's Instagram. Can't help but running into these sort of spoilers, especially when you're this late to watching a show. Like, I was scrolling through, and because I've watched season 1 to season 2, obviously your phone listens to you, and it gives you stuff based on what you've been talking about on your For You page, and based on stuff that you've liked, and I've seen a couple of Outer Banks edits, so I liked them, kept scrolling, and I got spoiled by one of the ones of, like, his speech about AJ's death. Fucking JJ's death. And you know what? I didn't believe it at first. Didn't believe it, didn't want to. Expected him to come back because no one stays dead in this show. No one stays dead. The dad came back. Sarah's dad came back. John B's dad came back from the dead. No one stays dead, so I don't believe it. But then when I saw it, I believed it. Because there's no coming back from that. There is no coming back from that. However, his actor's name is in the season 5 cast list, so maybe he returns. If he does, I would love to see how, and I hope that it's not a flashback, because that would fucking suck. Also, it was clear as day that he was going to die. They put so much focus on AJ, like, he is dead. He's dead. Like, there's no coming back from that. He's dead. Like, it's the anime character betrayal. It's the anime character betrayal. Like, I'm making a whole video talking about AJ's death because I don't have much else to talk about. Like, I have talked this show into the ground, and this is the biggest thing about season 4. It was entirely JJ focused, and it was a very good send-off for his character, I will be honest. It was a really good season for him. He had so many ups, so many downs. I fucking loved it when he was trashing the kook side of the island. I was actually rooting for him. I'm gonna be honest. That was sick. That was some absolute peak cinema, like, with him trashing that side of the town. That was really motivational and really cool. I very much enjoyed it. And I would like to watch that again because it was fun. And you know what? I think I need to go to a raid room because I want to do that. I want to close. I'm not going to, but I want to, like, do that shit. I want to, like, break windows and shit because that looked fun. That looked relaxing. That looked therapeutic. And it was very on brand with his character as well to do that stuff. And he stayed true to AJ to the very, very end. And it never felt like he changed. With John B and Sarah, it definitely felt like their characters and motivations changed as the seasons went on. And it is very true with TV shows like this that go on for so long, that characters do change over time. And I think that's the most obvious with John B and Sarah, but I don't feel like JJ ever changed. He was always JJ. He was always a JJ, which we started with, that we knew, which we loved. And I was very thankful for that, because it just stayed true to his character, stayed true to him, and he was just the groundwork for the other characters. Like, he was such a good character. and I'm gonna miss him in season 5. I really am, because he was my favorite, and I cried, and it was very sad, and I'm still very upset, and I'm still very pissed that he did die, because he didn't deserve it. Like, there was no fucking need. I sat there, and I was blank. Like, it didn't get me in the feels as much as Arcane did, but I was like, he didn't deserve that. There was no need. Like, I was just in disbelief, because there was literally no need. Like, he didn't need to do that in the slightest. Like, there was just no need at all for it, ever. And plus, there were so many places where he could have died, and it did always feel like he cheated death. Like, so many times it felt like he cheated death, so it did leave us in this false sense of security, this false sense of hope that he wasn't going to die and that he was going to make it to the end, and it just got fucking thrown to us in the last, like, 5 minutes of the show. And I knew if they were going to kill him, they were going to kill him in the last 5 minutes, because that is how you end the season, on a death. Mull people over, make people cry. A really impactful ending for a character. Other than that, the season was 10 out of 10, very JJ focused. I love that guy. Can't get enough of him, and I hope that he isn't dead. But if he isn't dead, it will take away from season 4. So as of right now, with JJ being dead, if he stays dead, this season is a 10 out of 10. If he comes back, I'm dropping this season down to a solid 7 out of 10, because all of JJ's character development, all JJ's sort of potential and sort of character story and his character arc will be taken away if he does return in the future. So here's to JJ coming back, because I love him and I want him to, but it will ruin his story. It's like season 4, that's what people don't fully get with this season.